What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to this episode of Customs with Vic. For today's project, we're gonna be customizing these smoke gray Jordan 1s into a brand new Chicago Bulls colorway. Of course, we'll be using red, black, and white, adding some yellow into the sole for a vintage vibe, and reshaping the toe boxes to look more like an 85 Jordan 1. A few years ago, I created the bread toe colorway that Jordan Brand stole a year later. That's what we're gonna do here. We wanna create another sick colorway that Jordan Brand's gonna steal from us next year. We got some work ahead of us, so without further ado, let's get it started. First things first, you guys, let's put this to the side for before and after purposes. Next, let's take out our insole and laces to get started with this project. You know what, I'm gonna leave the insole inside. No need to take it out. First step, as always, you guys, we gotta prep the leather using acetone and cotton balls so the paint can stick properly to the material. For this shoe, we only gotta prep the toe boxes because that's the only part that's gonna be painted. Prep work's complete on the toe box. I did get a little bit of acetone right here on the side of the suede. I'm not too worried about it because this part will be red-dyed and it will cover up that marking. But if you guys are doing this at home and don't plan on re-dyeing the suede, be very careful because it will leave a mark. Now the next thing we gotta do is reshape the toe boxes on this Jordan 1. As you can see, the shape of the toe box is pretty bulky compared to the 85 Jordan 1s. On the 85s, it had more of a flat and sleek look. That's what we wanna achieve on this shoe. So for this step, we're gonna grab our rejuvenated shoe tree, insert it inside the shoe, grab a wet rag and place it right over the toe box. Grab your iron, of course, and very carefully and patiently start flattening that toe box. You mainly want to focus your attention right here in this front area because that's where you kind of want to get it nice and flat with a sleek look. So check it out, you guys. That's the after and that's the before. Very subtle difference. It was a little bit tougher on a specific shoe just because of the suede. Over here on this side, I was starting to get a crease. I did not like that, so I started going easier on the iron. But that's overall the shape that I was going for, you guys. It's a little bit more narrower. It goes down. It's a little bit sleeker compared to the original. On the original, it's a little bit too boxy compared to this one. I like it. Let's keep it moving. Now that we're done with the toe boxes, we're gonna move on to some taping. Pretty much for this step, we're gonna tape off everything but the gray suede. Tape job's complete, now we're on to the fun stuff. For this part, we'll be using Angelus red suede dye to completely dye all the gray parts on the shoe. We'll be using our paintbrush to do so. For the edges, we want to be very careful and not overdo it because we don't want to get any red dye on the white panels. For the toe box, I'm not too worried about that because that is going to be covered up with some black paint after this part. Suede is fully dyed, you guys. The red really pops on the shoe. I had to go back with the airbrush and even out some areas. Overall though, it looks great. Now, anytime you dye a shoe, you gotta go in and spray with some rejuvenated water and stain repellent. If you don't, the dye will simply rub off on your fingers, or if you spill some water on the shoe, it'll simply bleed off. You gotta lock it in using some rejuvenated water and stain repellent. Let's go outside and spray it. Dye is fully locked in thanks to our rejuvenated water and stain repellent. Now we're on to some painting. For these toe boxes, we'll be laying down some Angelus flat black paint using an angular brush. Toe box looks good, check that out. No black where there shouldn't be. Looks factory. Check out the rest of the red suede. Nice and buttery all around. No dye where there shouldn't be. It's money right there. Toe box and suede are fully complete, you guys. I love how the shoe looks. The color blocking looks really nice to me. Now, I have two options. I can either call it a day and just lace it up, or I could go in and give the sole a nice aged look. For me, I'm gonna go with option B. We'll be using Foxtrot Uniform Sneaker Stainer Cream to give it a nice aged look, just like the 1985 Jordan 1s. That's my preference, I like that look, but if you guys like this look, you could just leave it as is and call it a day.
What's going on, Rejuvenation? We have teamed up with our good friends over at Suede to give you guys a chance at winning a pair of Travis 6 British khakis in your size. All you have to do to enter is click the link in the description below and follow 3 easy steps. You must be following Suede on Instagram, sign up for Rejuvenator's newsletter, and comment your shoe size in the actual widget to be considered an entry. The giveaway ends June 30th. Good luck. Now let's get back in today's video.
Good to go aging these midsoles, you guys. I love how it looks. It adds to the colorway on the uppers. All around, it looks nice and natural. They look like they're from 1985. The last thing we're gonna do is lace this shoe up. We'll be using Foxtrot Uniform Cream laces. I love these laces because they're identical to the 1985 laces. The nib pattern is spot on perfect. Let's lace them up. Alright guys, that is gonna bring us to an end on these custom Chicago Smoke Gray Jordan 1s. This was a fun project. Originally I said I was gonna create a brand new Chicago Bulls colorway that's never been done before on a Jordan 1 high. Well, after doing some research, a similar colorway to this shoe has been done before on a Jordan 1 mid. So technically I did not create this brand new colorway, but it looks really sweet on a high top shoe with a little bit of aging on the soles and laces. Now let's take it from the top on exactly what I did to make this project possible. The very first step I did was reshape the toe boxes on this Jordan 1. I'm not a fan of any of the toe boxes nowadays because they're so boxy looking. So using the iron method, we gave it a nice sleek look. After that, we did some prep work, taped off the entire shoe, and dyed all the gray parts on the Jordan 1 to a nice bright red. After that, we blacked out the toe boxes and finished off this custom by giving the midsoles a nice aged look and hooking it up with some Foxtrot Uniform laces. The Smoke Gray Jordan 1 is the perfect base shoe for any custom. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, you guys. This is Vic Almighty. I'll catch you guys next Monday. Peace.